corner. This from their children because it brings money to them. In the long run, they become the victims of their children's acts. You can't give what you don't have. There are no values impacted into children today. No check on their children's association. You get what you give. Interesting. Now, just to add to this, now Osas said this, says Jude, in the same Benin, some of our grandfathers in the family connived and sold our ancestral lands recently and started buying jeeps that they couldn't afford in their younger years, behaving like Yahoo boys, spending money on young girls. Wow. Look at what is going on, right? Look at what is going on. Now, let us bring the story back for those of you who missed out on Jude's Corner. My question this morning is the same as yesterday. Would you excommunicate? That means, would you sever ties? Would you cut off? Would you stop talking to a family member who steals from you? Now, if your cousin, for example, steals your shirt. Like I used to pilfer my cousin's t-shirts back in those days when BYC shirts were the main thing. My cousin had a lot in his wardrobe, right? There was a corner where he had stacks of t-shirts, white, green, blue, all BYC. Myself, my cousins, his sisters, my other cousins, right? Every other weekend. Shoma, let us wash your clothes for you. Let us wash for. As we wash, one shirt must lose. Standard temperature and pressure. He must lose. Sometimes even his boxers, his sisters will steal his boxers. Why? Because he had very good taste in clothing till today. But eventually he caught on. He didn't cut us off. He reprimanded us. Sometimes he even locked his room door, because his room was the place for us to go and chill. His room had air condition. His room had a TV, had a DVD player, had a hi-fi system. We loved his room. And so as younger children in our teens, his room was our meeting point, our rally point. But he did not excommunicate us. But in this same Benin that we're talking about, and now in Port Harcourt, some family members, some uncles are now selling lands that were probably quote unquote family properties. They're not selling to real estate agents, as I hear. They're not selling to unsuspecting individuals like Jude, for example. And then when Jude directs a friend, somebody comes, this document proves that this land is not your land. It belongs to so and so person. Whoever you bought it from sold it to you illegally. And finally, I'm sure some of you will remember, back in the early 2000s in Benin. If you didn't know, let me say this time, because I don't think I ever saw this in Port Harcourt. But in Benin, some parents, some family members had to go the extra mile of writing on the wall, on the fences, specificity. Here I see this land is not for sale, or this property is not for sale. Beware of 419. In Benin, this land is not for sale. This house is not for sale. Beware of my son, Osaro. Beware of Ose. Beware of so and so. Beware of Ivier. Yeah, don't come and buy land. They'll write it. And then they'll go as far as putting red ribbon and some feathers, aka supernatural protection, so that you won't be deceived into buying their property. But let's say someone is able to do so. They steal your land. They steal your building, for example. Or maybe they steal your car. They steal a contract right under your nose. They go and tell your supplier that you are a bad person, that instead this is your own cousin, your own brother, your family member. Would you excommunicate them? As always, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. Didn't see or hear, make no reference of such. Very importantly, keep your conversations civil.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0007, 0817923-0002. At Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp is 08090306416, 08090306416. WhatsApp, that message I've dropped through, let me just get to them right now. Good morning, Jude. I almost did the same to my uncle 3 years ago. After serving and living with him for 8 years, and still yet no better plan for me, and even when I bring up a business idea for him that I wish to do, he will still ignore it. It got to the extent that I couldn't take it any longer. All right? This is from an anonymous sender. So, you stayed with your uncle 8 years. He didn't say to you, bring this idea. So you wanted to what? Sell his house? My question to you, good sir or good madam, if you're still listening, did your uncle or does your uncle owe you any such responsibility? Was there an agreement? Or was it an assumption from your own end that because you are staying with this man, he should take care of you? He should settle you. Don't get me wrong. I know the apprentice type scenario. You stay with the man in this part after he helps you open the shop, that kind of thing. All right, and I think it's a fair assessment. Now, please, anonymous, do send a message. Verify if that's the case, or where you just staying with him, and you're helping him, and then you expected him to just give you money to start life because I don't understand. Please, let's put this in context. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH, all right, is where you find us on Facebook and on X. All right, but I'm out off the bat here says, Andrew, good morning. Please, let us be very honest. This same land or this same house issue is what has caused people to fight and sometimes even kill themselves. Let's be told the truth. Some people, whether family or not, are very greedy. Anybody who tries to steal from me will not get it likely. There are some things you don't take from a man. His means of livelihood is one of them. Okay. There are things that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense, right? But it makes their living, particularly if it's legitimate. But some people try to. Some cousins, some uncles, some aunties, they try to do that. When we come back, I get to read another comment here on WhatsApp. Keep them coming through this morning as we talk about family theft this morning on Hello Port Harcourt. My name is Jude. Good morning. Thursday morning, devoid of rain for now, mostly cloudy skies with some sun expected later on this morning. Temperatures should climb up to about 28 degrees centigrade during the course of the day. Surprisingly, we didn't get the heavy rainfall that we were expecting yesterday here in Rumosi, right? But Bonnie, yes, it rained heavily from about 7:30 as far as we could tell from the reports. Now, we are back this morning and we're talking about business. And of all the businesses that a lot of people love to get into and literally has been the foundation of most society is the family business. Oh yes, some families are involved in groundnut selling. Some families are filled with doctors, engineers, mechanics, traders, accountants, lawyers, and these days IT techs, inventors, businessmen. There are families that all you have are entrepreneurs that just know how to get in. And then there are also families Nigeria. Are there families that entrenched in the line? 030-6416-0809 030-6416. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, a follow-up from Jude's Corner, I made mention that, look, some people have had the experience of having a family member do something so dastardly to them, they could not believe their eyes. A grandson, not even a son, a grandson obtained the deeds, and this even happened in Nigeria, this happened abroad, obtained the deeds to his grandparents' home and without their knowledge sold their house. So imagine a couple who are trying to enjoy their retirement, a couple above 68, trying to enjoy their retirement, they're in their late 70s as at the time of this story, and then they get kicked out of their home. Why? Because their grandson sold the house and just poof, jackpot, in a sense, just ran away. The family members were aggrieved. Some said, oh, maybe he was into drugs. Maybe it wasn't, his intention. Maybe he got into some bad, shady deals and that was the only way to escape. They shouldn't let go of their grandson. He's their blood. Let's come to Nigeria, where Esosas, where Emekas, where Osatos, Osaros, Imosevie, Omosevie, Ogene Carols, and Judes, and James and Johns have sold their father's houses to go abroad. And then years later, they say, oh, we're sorry. Things were hard. They had to make a decision and say, I have money now. I want to give you back, my father, that money that I got from selling your land or from selling your house. I know you're angry. Forgive me. But now your son, he don't make calm. I don't make calm. So daddy, I want to send you $20,000. That way we are good. Your land that time was not worth $20,000, but now I'm giving $20,000. Is that enough to make up for the experience of having your own property taken right off your feet? Would you excommunicate that child, that cousin, that uncle, that auntie?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Then jump onto WhatsApp. The number is 08090306416, 08090306416. God's Time's on the line from Onelga. We have Ibiso standing by from Odili Road. God's time, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, please.
It's quite pathetic that some persons say things that as a way of making it in life. How do you intend to sell your father's property or your grandparents' property? Japa, as the word may say, and you call back to say, I've made money. If I were in those people's shoes, I will excommunicate you, make sure that you are being haunted like a criminal.
Wow. Haunted like a criminal.
What about if those people die of high blood pressure? And besides, in this part of the world, high blood pressure is common. What about those people develop an ailment they can't survive from? And at the end of the day, you go abroad, make your money, and these people maybe has long gone. What do you have to
true.
say? What do you have to tell the chi or your gods? That you've killed those people because you want to make it in life? I think we should be sensible and we should be reasonable in some certain issues. For me, I'm against it. I will not support it, and I will never be part of it. Anybody that gets he or herself involved in such acts should be arrested, prosecuted, and treated as a criminal. Thank you, and do have a smart day.
All right, thank you very much. God's time. Ibiso on Ordinary Road, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
My brother, let me ask you a question. I will put this question back to you. Now, for example, your father has a property, and that is the hope of all the family. And your younger brother sell that house without you people's notice. And your dad and your mom, according to that retiree that you're talking about, they are 75 years.
Yes.
And now, with that shock, you lost your dad and your mom. And you and your other siblings, financially, people are coming up. And such things happen. You be sincere to yourself. With that trauma and everything. Because when that thing happens, your siblings, everybody will be facing that challenge, even in their various homes.
Yes, everybody has their
own. Are you going to forgive your brother that commit that atrocity?
Shouldn't we forgive them? The Bible says forgive.
And you are planning for something else, and maybe your children want to go to university or want to another, and this will just come up and cut off everything. And your children don't go to the school again because you are battling with their father's and your mother's issues, and they miss that year that they're supposed to go to school.
True.
Let us be sincere to ourselves. Are you going to forgive that person that committed that sin?
I wouldn't know. I honestly wouldn't.
So that is it, because if somebody with an offense that takes somebody's life, and the person maybe is feeling that he's too smart, this is my brother, I will discuss near you. We are the way the Red Sea is, like that.
You divide it.
Yes, go your way, I go my, because you put this family into what they when the family pass through that thing. Some of your siblings will have health challenge, and you will be even thinking of how to help them out. And somebody will go and sell the property, and go and La Vida, go to Lekki, go to Ville, to club, to La Vida, everything. And you tell me that I will not forgive you. It's only God I will forgive you, but me.
So you will stop talking to that person. You will cease all communications.
You know why I'm cutting off? Because he commit an evil to the family that something that will happen. Some people that you see today, some old men you see today, what their children commit, that shock keep them in that stage, and they cannot. They know for them to overcome it, and they are still passing through that shock till they go to the grave.
Okay.
But this way that commit the sin is feeling that it's sharp. Okay, now for a community. In your radio station, some chiefs will connive and sell community land, things that will bring joy to the youth. They will go and sell it. Make sure the community be in darkness, and the community now find out that these people will sell this acres of land for some billions and use the money. Anything that is coming to the community, they block it and use it. Do you think the community will forgive them? for putting them in such
such problems. All right. So thank you very much. Robin's on the line for a chief. Robin, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, please.
You see, it's so touchy topic. I had wanted not to call because I am a victim.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Hello, Jude.
I'm listening to you, Robin. So sorry to hear that, please.
I'm a victim. It's not a thing for anybody to experience. Well, it's not overhead. In my own case, they call it land grabbing. They grab my properties where I do my farming. I want to tell me that I'm praying every day God should bless those who grab my land.
Oh, Robin, please do call back. Poor connection. You see, this is one of the reasons why Nigerians are not pleased that a 50% tariff hike has been granted to the telcos. Yeah, you just have a drop call in the middle of such an important conversation. Terrible. What's up? All right. This one. Oh yeah. You know, I'd asked when we were talking, when I was giving the intro, I talked about families that have their fame or probably their popularity entrenched in politics, right? Political families. The Sarakees in Ilorin, that's true. The Obasanjo's true. Obasanjo was the former president of Nigeria. Was also the military head of state. I think his daughter too was a senator. Yeah, there was a Senator Obasanjo. One could also argue that the Tinubu family is also entrenched in politics. His wife, talking about the president's wife, is a senator. Tinubu himself, senator, former governor. Who knows what's going to happen in the future. Then the Yaraduas and many more in the north. Very true. Thank you very much. Now, good morning, Jude. An example of a family is our president's family, a political family. All right. Priye OJ says, Jude, good morning. There are so many families right now that are loggerheads because of this very conversation. There are families where the brothers have either stolen a community property or in some case, the brother has snatched another brother's wife. Jude, it is happening in Port Harcourt. Let's not hide any longer. The time is coming when you will hear people say, I curse the day I was born into this family. There are so many quarrels that could have been avoided, but because one person was greedier than the other, they have put their family in the gutter. Pray, OJ. Come back. Yes, please.
You see, there are things that now. So you come back to say you have made billions, you have made this, you come to say sorry and say how. Like as I was saying, I'm a victim today. Because some persons feel they have the weapon, they have the gun to shoot, they have all the power. What is my property where I do cassava? And what me, what do I do? You take away a means of the man's livelihood in the sense or in any guise. No excuse for that. And I think God is going to speak and visit those who continue to do that. That is my take. Robin Mada, the farmer.
All right, Robin, thank you very much. You can hear the passion in his voice. 10 more minutes or less, less before we wrap up this conversation. Don't forget, you can start sending us your power update reports, okay, so that I can collect as many as I possibly can and send to the PhD. Once again, you send those comments, those complaints or those updates to 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. Now, this one reads, it's from Anonymous. Yes, I would. And I know because I've actually done it before and I have absolutely no regrets. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Anyone who plays with my money or enables such a person is not my family. They are just people that I was told are related to me by DNA or marriage, full representing entities that don't like me. If you steal from me or my husband and attempt to mess up my children's inheritance, you will go to jail. And I will not stop there. Anyone who tries to beg for you while claiming to make peace will also go to jail. This person is angry. This person is angry. I will break generational curses, even if it means disowning people. I don't do family meetings with wicked thieves and that don't wish me well or their descendants. I am not just love and light. I am also war and darkness. Hey, guess it, Mary. And I embrace both sides fully. You people should be careful where you people are going to look for trouble. Oh. Ha! Hey, this The person said, I'm not just love and light, I'm also war and darkness. Hey, Zion's on the line from GRA. Zion, good morning to you.
Jude, you are screaming.
Hey.
The verse said it is that if the Bible said it now, it's only the violence that can take it by force. To tell you that that thing is embedded. But now let's come to the discourse. I know it's a continuation of a discourse we had
yesterday,
nights, right?
Yes,
okay, yesterday. When we talk about these properties, this inheritance, and all these things, you know that to a large extent, why we have these acrimonies are all because of our ineptitude not to do the right thing. For children selling their parents' inheritance, in all you see, is because of the message that was not preached before now. I want to ask, those messages that say that death will not eat you the moths, rather it will be in heaven. Do you see that we are now so materialistic? And look at the problem it has cost us. I found out that for every minute we violate word of God, the serpent will always bite. Always bite. As a father, why don't you apportion or allot these properties to your children before now? But let's leave them. What about the training? If those children are well trained, will they do what they are doing? I told you of a story of a family that the children design obituary for their father.
Yes, that was yesterday. Oh my God. So wait, that thing really happened?
That is why I wish we can have a certain amount for journalism, so that when comments like this are made, journalists can able to access a phone and investigate this matter.
What?
I wish we can understand that journalism is the fortress of the estate and they need a budget. Jude, one of those things you see we struggle to get into political offices is to make things right. I want to allot nothing less than 100 billion for journalism, so that you can go into investigative journalism and bring the right reportage. They printed the obituary of their father, snapped picture, casket, everything.
And the man was alive.
And the man is still alive. It was when the court now went for investigation. They now called the family. The father says, see you, I'm still alive, I'm not yet dead. Because for letter of administration, you need to bring all those documents. You need to tender them before they can even attend to it to talk about will or no will, whatever. So you find out that when parents don't train their children, what do you expect? I told you that what most parents are doing today, they only take care of their children. They don't train their children. And most of these children are like now today a karma upon most of their parents. Ask their parents, what did you do to your own father before your children is doing this to you? You cannot do this away from us. But in all we are talking about, how can we coexist with our properties and our children? There is no other way than to train them well and let them know that this is yours when you are of age. By the grace of God, some of us have little things. We have informed our children, for now it is not yours. You can't access it. You wait until so age. And let there be this equity when you are sharing this thing. When a father, you are so greedy, you don't give your children money. Months go end, you don't go give them money. Week go end, you don't go pay them. What do you expect them to do? They will loot your documents. Mr. Zion.
Okay, all right, Zion, thank you very much. But you know, I think we've had conversations about what is expedient of a child or a parent. So if a child is past, in Nigeria in particular, a child is past 22, 23, I know ideally in the current climate that we're in, that 22, 23, the child is out of university, and so the child should probably be working. But we know that the Nigerian factor is very strong. they can get jobs. And even when they do get jobs, the jobs are not well paying. In the past few weeks, ladies and gentlemen, as I wrap this up, I have sat down with friends, colleagues from all the stations or other states, had phone conversations, heard stories of people who were down on their luck and had to move back to their family houses or their family homes with their wives and sometimes even their children. So yeah, when things are difficult, family is meant to receive you. But when you steal from the family, it actually makes things a lot more complex. It truly does. It truly does. All right, wrap up. I think I have time for just one more call and I get to read messages. All right, WhatsApp 009-030-6416 at Nigeriainfo PH. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Chile Edwin on Facebook says it is wrong to go too far to the extent of excommunicating a family member because of material things, but the only thing should be to understand the reason why it happened, and forgiveness is the best way to go because most family members hold back a lot, making it possible for these thefts. Let me read this one. This is I'm laughing because it's like this person was just describing my own experience. Here I need Victor Amadi says, my younger ones collect what belongs to their elder brother. It's not stealing. Okay. Ogolo Clement says, if he only steals from me, I don't have problems with that, but he shouldn't do it outside. Matthew says, I'ma let go. A family member I'm gonna let go. I'll just say I'm gonna let go. That's it. I'll just let go. God's power says it depends on what they stole from me. Like the examples I gave, pilfering t-shirts, boxers, perfumes. I know some people, they might take offense. Who's always stealing my perfume? And they'll lock it. They'll lock the door. They'll reduce your access to that space. But will they excommunicate? I don't know. Most people say they wouldn't. But when it's livelihoods, businesses, contracts, you never know how vexing your sibling can be until you find out that he or she has sabotaged your chances of getting a contract or getting a job, or is competing unhealthily with you for the same thing. You never know. Well, my name is Jude. Please, as you interact, as you have affairs with your family members, please be kind one to another. My name is Jude. Hello, Pastor returns with Power Update after the 10 o'clock news. Good morning.